So, hey everybody, my name is Robin, and welcome to Robin's Nest. Yes, I am so excited to share with all of you the beautiful projects that I'm going to be showing, and not only showing you, but I'm going to be actually doing them with you. I've been working with resin now for about 6 to 7 months, and I have enjoyed everything that I have made so far, and I'm excited about showing you how you can do it too. And this is my first tutorial, and I am so nervous, so I'm going to ask you to bear with me and be patient with me until I get the hang of it, and we're just going to have some fun. Okay, so I want my first tutorial to be a set of coasters. I really enjoy doing coasters, and one of my favorite was the Chanel set of coasters. I want to show you how that's done also, and I'm going to be showing you later on a few sets that I did. If not in this tutorial, it'll be in my next one. Okay. um, I like to use my imagination when I'm doing coasters. I don't like to do a set exactly the same, so I sort of change it up a little bit. So you'll see that most of my coasters are a little different. It makes them unique when they're different, okay? Because then somebody can have one of a kind set of coasters, okay? Let's see. So before me here, you see I have set up the round set of coaster molders, and I'm going to tell you exactly what you're going to need in order to make this project that we're going to be doing. So I have the round molds, okay? This is the holder for your coasters. And I have my cups here because I'm going to be using glitter. I'll be putting my glitter in this one. And I have a measuring cup, okay? These are medication cups. I like them because their measurements are pretty clear on it. And each one is like a 1 full ounce measurement. And then I have a larger cup here that has like 8 ounce markings on it. For your measurements, okay, for your coaster. I was thinking about using this to do my mixture. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not, but I am going to pull out my silicone mix cup, I think. Okay, I don't think I want to use this one. And you're going to need popsicle sticks, okay? You're going to need gloves. Gloves is a must. And the other must is absolutely a mask, okay? This is the PPE5 mask that I'm using. And I also have a respirator. When I use the respirator mask, I use that when I'm doing a large batch of resin. Because resin, when you mix part A and part B, you will have fumes from it, okay? Because it is a chemical, okay? And you want to be careful. You want to protect your lungs and you want to protect your eyes. I also wear goggles, okay? Right now, I am wearing my trusty glasses to protect my eyes in case there's a splash. And you're going to need a stirrer. I have this stirrer because it came with something that I'd ordered. I love these silicone stirrers because they're easy clean up, okay? The most cleanup that you'll do is when you're cleaning out your silicone cup, and then you want to wash this off, but not with water. You use alcohol. I have my trusty spray alcohol here, so when I'm done, I can spray this and wipe it off really good. But mostly I like using this spritz alcohol because you're going to need this, and it's good to have 91 to 99% alcohol, because when you pour your resin, you're going to see that you're going to have bubbles that might form on the top. Some people use a torch blower and they'll go over it to pop their bubbles, but I like using the alcohol spritz where I spray and the bubbles pop just as easy, okay? And because I'm going to be using some glitter, I was trying to decide whether I wanted to use this silver or this sort of like snowy glitter. I think I like this for my Chanel. It's going to really pop my Chanel logo really nice. And this is from Recollection. This silver here, it's really pretty. And this one, I think I got this one at Michael's, but it doesn't have a label on it, so I don't know what the brand name is, but it's very pretty, okay? And let's see, what else? Okay, when you measure your resin, I failed to bring my resin up so I can show you, but it comes in part A and part B. When I come back, I'll show you the bottles, okay? I get it by the gallon. Each bottle is a half a gallon. You'll get part A and part B, okay? So you want to be careful of the room temperature also. Your room temperature should be anywhere between 73 and 76 degrees, okay? Right now in this room, it is about 74. So my resin is pretty much room temperature, and it's going to pour really easy, and it helps the process of the curing to start too. And you have to work kind of fast with resin because it only gives you a time limit to get it into your molds, and it starts to get hot in your measuring cup. You'll know when it's almost time for you to hurry up and get it done because it starts to cure. So you only have 30 to 35 minutes to get your resin poured into your mold so that it can start doing its thing and make something really beautiful for you. And I think the last thing you need to know is you need plenty of paper towels. I have my paper towels here. I have parchment paper here. I have a blue silicone mat here, which causes easy cleanup for you. And of course, if you get any resin on your hand or your clothes, I'm telling you, if you get it on your clothes, you're doomed because resin does not come out. But if you get it on your hand, you can quickly, what I do, spritz, and get it off my hand in case I touch something after I've taken my gloves off. But I like to keep my gloves on so that I don't have to worry about that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is do my mixing and have it ready so that when I come back, I don't want to bore you with mixing, okay? But it's equal ratio, okay? For what I'm going to do, I'm going to need a total of 5.5 ounces of the epoxy. But the total amount that I will need is going to be 8.5 ounces, but you'll see what I'm going to do, and it'll take that amount, the 8.5, but I'm going to do something and have to let it cure and then come back. But you'll see it's really easy. Also, I wanted to say is when you get your molds, what I do is to find out how much resin that I really need for my project so that I don't mix too much and have a waste. I use this 1 ounce cup and I fill it with water and I pour it into each round. And well, I can use 1 round, and however many ounces this takes, I will times it by 4 because you get 4 of the round coaster molds. And then I measure the amount that I will need for my holder. I will count it, okay? But that's how you figure it out. But if you have any leftover, I have some small molds that I keep handy while I'm doing projects. So if I have anything left over so that I don't waste it, I'll mix up some glitter in it and pour it like a necklace, charm. Sometimes I have enough to do a ring or anything small. I spent a lot of time making Christmas ornaments during the Christmas holiday. I was doing something, and whatever I had left over, I made Christmas ornaments. So yeah, we're not going to be wasting because epoxy is very expensive. So okay, with that said, I'll be back. I'm back, and while I was away, I mixed up my resin. And what I wanted to tell you again, I can't stress enough that you have 30 to 35 minutes to work with it. And when you mix the two together, when you first pour it, it's going to have a cloudy look. So the more you stir it, the clearer it'll get. I hope you can hear me good because I have my mask on, okay? Because it does have a fume you don't want to be inhaling, okay? So when you know that it's ready, if you come up like this and let it fall, and if it's real clear, you know it's ready for your pouring, okay? All right, and this again, I mixed up 5.5 ounces for what I want to do today, okay? Because this is going to be a two-part. I'm going to come back and show you what we're going to do for the second part, okay? So my mixtures are really ready right now. What I did do was heat it up, because even though the temperature in here is 77, I felt that it needed a little bit, because it needed a little help with my blow gun. It's a heat gun, not a blowtorch. No fire comes out of this. This is a heat gun. I heated it up so that it will give me less bubbles. That's why I blew on it with the heat gun, okay? So what I'm going to do, oh, how could I forget to tell you this? Please, 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 if you have children or not, get a pack of baby wipes. Baby wipes will be your absolute friend for any spills that you might have too. Alcohol is good, but this is even better, okay? So I had a little bit on my hand, on my glove, so I used the baby wipe to wipe it off so that I could reach up and turn my camera back on, okay? Best thing in the world. I have tons of them, okay? Okay, so what I'm going to do with my mold, I think what I want to do first is my holder, okay? I think I'm going to do my holder first because it's going to be easier and I can get that done and out of the way. So I'll put this here. I'm going to pour, no, you know what? I'm going to do my rounds first. But I'm going to pour it from this cup. I'm going to pour this into the cup. This is one of my Dixie cups. Okay, that should be good. So let's set that aside. And I'm going to give this a final little stir. When you're stirring, whether it's in this or in your mixing cup, make sure you scrape your sides, pull it off of your stirrer, and then go back and stir it again, okay? So this is ready for me to pour, and I'm only going to fill my coaster rounds up halfway. I don't want to go all the way up. I'm trying to think, do I want to put a little bit of glitter in? I think I do. So I'm just going to, I'm going to use this glitter here. I think it's much prettier. So just a little bit. I don't want a lot. And when we do the second part, you'll see why. And just stir that up. You just want to give it a little glisten. Okay. So now, here we go. Just want to pour. So it'll be, let me get this out of the way. So it'll be just covering the bottom. That's all I really want to do, is to cover the bottom. Okay. Pour, just to cover the bottom. And you have to pour a little bit more. Scrape this out into this one. I may have to mix a little bit more because I didn't have enough for that. But you want to just make sure that the bottom is covered, tilted, so that the sides are touching. I'll pour a little bit more of this in here. I hope I mixed enough for my holder. And if I didn't, I'll mix a little bit more. I might have misjudged it. Put a teeny bit of glitter in there. Okay. Give it a stir. Stir it up really good. I just need some for here. and this one. Make sure it's going to touch the sides real good. And remember, you don't want to fill it all the way up. It's going to be so pretty. Please, please, please. Again, this is my first tutorial, my first video that I'm putting on YouTube. And I would appreciate it if you guys would subscribe, hit like, give me some likes and give me some shares so that I can get really comfortable and have more fun showing you a lot of projects that we're going to do together. Okay. I was so nervous. My husband's in another room watching TV in his man cave room. He had it up so loud I had to go back and say, "Excuse me, I'm getting ready to record. Can you turn that down a little bit?" And he was just, he said, "Of course, dear." Yeah. So yeah, I had enough. So now I hope I have enough for my holder. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna I'll pour this in here. But I'm going to use a little more glitter in this because it's going to be my holder. That glitter is really glistening in that in those rounds. Okay, wipe my hands and put some glitter in here. I think I'm going to have to. I misjudged. I'm going to have to mix up some more resin. So I'm going to put a little more in here because I want that holder to really be sparkly. Stir that up real good. And you'll know when your resin is beginning to slightly cure while you're working with it because your cup will start to get warm. This has a little heat on to the touch on the on my cup. So that means I need to get it in there. So, well, okay, I see a couple of bubbles on the top. And that's where your trusty alcohol spritz come in at. Don't be afraid to spritz, okay? Just spritz it and those bubbles will pop, okay? So if I don't have enough to fill up my holder, it's no problem. I can do about another ounce. I can mix another ounce up and pour it in. Okay. So this is my first project, guys. I think I want some more glitter in this. I'm gonna put a little bit more. I want you guys to see that. Can you see how pretty that glitter is? Is it sparkling for you? Okay. Okay. So here we go. I'm gonna pour it in. And I just know that I need to mix up some more. There's no sense in me even saying I'm thinking I do. I know I do. It's not gonna fill this up. You just pour it around. I'll move it over here so you can see what I'm doing. And the Chanel coasters are beautiful. I did them in the gold, and gold was absolutely beautiful. I don't know. It seems like it's going to be enough, guys. I may not have to make another batch. I think I measured it just right. Yeah, I did. I don't need to mix any more up because this is going to be enough. I don't know if you guys can see the sparkle it's giving, but it is absolutely beautiful. And just make sure. Resin has a tendency of finding its way, so if you see a little gap, don't worry about it. It will find its way. And then you just want to make sure that it's touching all the edges around. And you don't really have to take it up to the top for the holder. And, okay. Believe it or not, this is the first time I've actually mixed up resin for a project and didn't have any left over. I have nothing left over. Thank you, thank you. Nothing left over to even make a necklace or anything, a keychain or anything. It is done. I am so happy. No resin wasted. Okay, so yeah, this is going to cure overnight, and I'll come back tomorrow morning and show you guys what I am going to do next, okay? And then what I do next, it'll have to cure again, and then when I come back again, you'll see the project, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this tutorial thus far, and I do look forward to showing you guys a lot more. Yeah, I've had fun doing this, and I didn't even make a mess. If I wasn't doing this tutorial, I would have an absolute mess because, but you know what? I don't want to be a mess on my videos, okay? All right. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm back. It's your girl, Robin from Robin's Nest. I stepped away for a second, but now I'm back. And yesterday on our first tutorial, we did the first part of our project for the Chanel coasters, okay? So, as you remember, I did pour a little bit in here, and overnight, you can hear that they've cured, okay? And I've only filled it up. I don't want to see if you can see the glitter. There it is. Okay, so if you see that letter there, ignore that. I just marked my coasters A, B, C, and D's, okay, because they're different sizes. Okay, so what we're going to do now is to put our logos inside the resin on top of the first coat, because I wanted my logo to be on the inside, not on the outside. So last night, using my silhouette program, I have a Cameo cutter. So I used my program to cut out my Chanel logos, okay? When I turn this around, to me, it is so backwards, okay? So I'm going to pull my transfer tape off, and I'm going to stick it down onto my coasters so that when you see it on this side, it'll look like that. To me, it doesn't look like that because I'm behind the camera, okay? But you'll see. Okay, but what you have to do first is, I'm going to use this popsicle stick. You need to sort of press it down so that your transfer tape will transfer it onto the tape. I cut this out of the permanent adhesive vinyl, and it's really great. Now, on some of my projects, I put my logos on the outside, and I like them on the outside, but then there's some things that I like for them to be on the inside. It looks nice. It all looks nice, but I'm like iffy. I like both, so you'll see why I do some on the outside when I start doing the projects, and why I put some on the inside. On the inside, it takes longer. That's the thing you should know. It takes longer to complete your project because, as you see, I had to pour, cure, wait, and then come back, okay? But if you do it on the outside, you just pour and cure and then put it on the outside, okay? And then you're done. But I just choose to do my Chanel this way. Also, I wanted to show you what the epoxy that I'm going to be using, okay? I think I told you yesterday, I forgot to show it to you. I'll use this brand, Smart Art from Amazon. And this is part B, okay? It's the hardener, and you want to pour your hardener into your containers first, and then pour your part A, your resin, okay? All this I got from Amazon. Most of my molds I get from Amazon also. Okay, so now that I've put these on the you know, transfer tape, I've sort of scratched them on so that they'll be nice and tight. So when I remove the transfer tape, it will stick. Okay, see, it has stuck to the transfer tape. Okay, now I'll get rid of that. And then what I want to do is take this logo and put it face down onto my coasters. Try to center it, okay? And then I'm just going to do all of them, and then I'll show you my next move. Sometimes you have to keep rubbing a couple of them. Some of the letters doesn't stick, so you want to just go back and see if it'll grab, and it did. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to put this one down, center, okay, and do that. Okay, I hope you guys had a nice night last night. I'm in Philadelphia, and it's like a spring day here in January. And we're having our Mother's Day parade today, too. We were supposed to have it New Year's, but due to the inclement weather, they canceled it for today because it was raining so bad yesterday. Okay, let's put this one down. I also have some coasters that I want to show you that I've already done. I promised you that yesterday, that I would show you some of my projects that I've done already. And I wanted to show you some of the Christmas ornaments that I did with leftover resin that I had. But as you know, yesterday with this project, I didn't have anything left over, which was absolutely wonderful. Okay, and then we're going to put this down, center. Okay, so what I do is take a popsicle stick and just go over and make sure that when I pull that tape up, my transfer tape up, my logo is going to stay on the coaster. That's what you want. You don't want that to come back up, okay? And as you can see, that's how it's going to look. Okay. So I'm going to grab the tape, and you want to sort of start off slowly peeling it off. You don't want to, you want to peel it so that you're not demolding your coaster. You don't want to demold yet, because if it comes away from the sides, when you do that final pour, it might seep underneath it. So you have to be really, really careful when you're doing this part, that you don't disturb the sides. See how easy that is? Really easy. These are going to be really beautiful. Let's see. Okay. I'm really happy that this stayed stuck. Sometimes a letter will come up and you have to be careful and put it back down. Okay, look at that. And here's the holder. Which way? Here we go. You can see the glitter in the holder. So what I'm going to do, when I do demold this, I have these small logos that I'm going to put on the side of my, I'm going to put it right on the sides, one on each side of it, okay? Yeah, and I'm not going to demold this before I finish this, because I think on the back there's a room for a little bit more resin to come up to the top. So after I pour these, whatever I have left, I'm just going to drizzle it around so that it'll be a little fuller. Also, I don't want my coasters to be as translucent as they are now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up my mix of epoxy, and I use this glitter. I use just a smidge in my coasters, but when I pour my back part to fill this up, I'm going to use a little bit more, but I'm also going to put just a smidge of my mica powder. Okay, this is Snow White, so I'm not going to use a lot. I just want to use just enough so that it's a little bit cloudy, and it won't my coasters won't be as translucent, okay, because I don't want it to be where you can see through. So I'm just going to put just a little bit of that in there, and it won't take away the glistening either, okay, of the glitter. All right, now I want to show you before I go away to do the mixture of the resin. Here is, are you ready for this? Here is a coaster set I did of butterflies, and I did a leopard print. Isn't that cute? Let's see, here we go. I did the leopard print, and I did it with gold, and someone challenged me and asked me for one of these, and I'm like, oh my gosh, but I love a challenge. And this one was one of my very first sets that I made, okay? It's black and white with glitter. I love that glitter. It is absolutely beautiful. And the holder, I did the holder this way, okay? But I really love this. This was one of my very first ones that I did. And then yesterday I told you how whenever I have leftover resin for the Christmas holiday, I just used my leftover glitter to make ornaments, okay? Isn't that pretty? I made some and put them on my tree. I made some for some other people for their trees. Here's my stocking. I really had fun making that. And of course, we did this one. It's a nice, pretty blue shimmer. My tree was really beautiful. Okay, so I am going to go away for a second, just a second, so I can mix up my resin. My temperature in my room is 76, so I wouldn't have any problem. I don't have to use my blowgun to heat up the resin. And then I'll be back to show you how I'm going to mix up the glitter and the mica powder and pour it on here, and to finish up pouring on my holder. Okay, I will be right back. Okay, we're back, and I have mixed up my mixture of resin, and I only needed 3 ounces because I used 5.5 yesterday, and all I needed was 3 because the total was 8.5. Okay, and remember, always measure equal ratio. If it calls for 2 and 2, that's 2 ounces of A, 2 ounces of B. If you mix it wrong, your project is not going to come out right. It's going to be horrible. I know. When I first started, I learned. So just a little warning for you. Okay, and that's my mixture. And I'm going to pour it into my cup here to put my glitter in. Here we go. And I'm going to put in the glitter first. And I want to use a little bit more than what I did for the first layer. Put about 3, 4, let's do 4, okay? And I'm going to use, let's see, I'll use a new popsicle stick to stir it, okay? We're going to stir it up real good. And when you're mixing your resin up in your mixing cup, you don't want to beat it like you're beating an egg or cake batter. If you do that, you're going to have so many bubbles and so much trouble that you're going to not be able to use it. So you want to stir it moderately slow. You don't want to go in there and go ding, 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 okay? You want to just go slow. Okay, this has a nice little amount of glitter. And remember, I just want to put just enough of the powder in to give it a little thickness, a little body, so that my coasters are not going to be so translucent. Okay. I think, I don't know if you can see that. Maybe I'll put a little bit more, just a tad. Put a little bit more in and stir it up. And I'm going to stir it a little bit more. Okay. And I'm going to put the white powder in now. Okay, this is mica powder, and I got this from Amazon. I think I told you. I'm just going to put just a smidge. I think that would be enough. If it's not, I'll put a little bit more. Okay. Here we go. This is like a pearl white. It's like really pearly and pretty. Just to give it a little body. There's a couple of other pieces I wanted to show you too, but I'll wait until after I put this in. I'm going to mix it up really good so that it's equal. Okay, and you don't have to fill it all the way up. Your coasters all the way up to the top. Just, you want to put just enough. You don't have to dome it because I think I'm going to put corking on the back of them. Okay. I think that's good. Maybe just a smidge more of the glitter. I really like the way that pearl looks, and I wanted to hit it really nice. Okay. You can see how it's gotten a little thicker. See? Okay. Okay, now let's start pouring it. And then we're going to, whatever we have left over, I told you before, we're going to put it into the holder. So you want to just pour it on and let it find its way. Okay. One here. Okay. I'm always skeptical about whether I have enough or not. I always get a little nervous, like I did yesterday, thinking that I didn't have enough. Let's see. Let's just rake it. Let's see if it's gonna find its way to the sides. Let me help this one a little bit, just so I'll know where I'm at. Looks like there's a little dot in this one. I don't know what that is. I'll get that out. There you go. Then you're gonna tilt this. There you go. It might not be as translucent, I don't think. I have enough of the white in there. I think I'm going to use the rest of this to finish filling it up. So I may not have any left over for the holder, but the holder is fine. I just thought I would just put a little bit more in it, but it'll work. It doesn't really necessarily need any more. Make sure you scrape it all out. The more you scrape out, the easier it is to clean up. So let me put my glitter in. I don't have to put a lot in this one because I don't have a lot of resin in it. And a little bit more, a little mica powder. Give it that little depth. Oops, that's too much. Okay. And now I want to stir it up so that I can even things out because you don't want it to be. This is going to be a little bit lighter, I think. Yeah, this is a little bit more creamier. I think I put a little bit more, too much of white in it, but that's okay. It's fine. I'll make it work. I'll make it, it'll look like that's what I meant to do. Okay, let's just pour it in the center. It's a little creamier, but guess what? We're going to work with that. We're going to do something to make it look like that's just the way we wanted it. You can see it's a little bit whiter, but that's all right. We're going to fix that. So with resin, you can always fix it. So I'm going to do like this. Stir it around. No problem. There you go. I'll do the same for this one. Mix it up. And you'd never be able to tell that you had a little too much of that white mica in it. Let's move it around so that it will find its way. I think it's going to be absolutely beautiful. So no, I didn't need any more for the holder. Okay. So now this is going to cure. It'll be done curing by maybe in about enough. No, well, I don't want to demold it until tomorrow, until it's all cured. Okay, so there you are. You've put your logo in, and you've poured your back part, and now you just wait for the cure. And this is going to be, from here on, it's going to be all the fun part, okay? So look at that. So I'll put this here for cleanup. And I have my hefty baby wipe. Don't forget to get your baby wipes. They're your best friend. And earlier I was telling you about the leftover resin. I can't believe I don't have any leftover, so I can pour some for you, but maybe I'll do it. I'll make sure I have something left over so you can see what you can do with it. Sit this here. The other thing that I did with leftover is this beautiful bracelet. Look at that. It's a bracelet mold that you can do. And this cat head defense weapon. Okay, I don't know if you can see how pretty that is. It's a cat head defense weapon. You put it on your keychain. It's kind of big, but it's really cute. And you can defend yourself, okay? I had some gold left over, so I made a keychain heart. Okay, and again, you can never, ever get enough of Christmas ornaments. So yeah, these, I had small ones and big ones, okay? I really had fun doing that. I love it when I have that left over. Okay, so until we come back, these will be cured, and then we will demold, and then I'll show you what to do next, which is going to be so fun and absolutely beautiful. Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, I'll see you when I come back. Good morning, everybody. I'm back, and our coasters have cured overnight. Okay, they're ready for us to demold them. So I just wanted to show you a couple things first. I think I remember telling you I was going to put corking on the back of the molds. Not the molds, my coasters, okay? When we demold them, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the corking on the back. I'm not going to put corking on the back of this, okay? I sort of like this uncorked on the back. So to save some time, I did cut out, you have to trace and fit them to the back of your coaster. So I did save some time and cut out 3, but I just wanted to, I'll cut 1 out for you, okay? So let's start the molding, okay? Because I'm so excited to see how they look and to show you how pretty they are. So this is what we have. We have the Chanel. Okay, we did the Chanel and we did it in the pretty snow glycerine glitter. And remember, we put the Chanel logo on the inside. Okay, so this is how it looks. Okay, to me, you're seeing it backwards, but really, if I turned it around like, well, you can't see it that way either, because I did, remember I put the white in it, and it really made it not so translucent. It's not as translucent as it was. But yeah, I just want to, so you can see the glitter of it. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so let's take the other ones out to make sure that they're okay. And I also failed to show you that I spritzed them after I finished pouring the back part of this, okay? Because there were a couple of bubbles on it. So after I logged off, I just spritzed them, okay? Don't forget to do that before you let them cure, because you don't want to have bubbles. Look how glittery that is, okay? All right, so let's demold the holder. This is going to be so pretty. I really love how this glitter that I use sparkle, and it'll look so nice on your table wherever you sit it. Don't worry, I'm not going to tear the mold. It's just, that's the way it comes off. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And I'm going to put the Chanel logo on the side of it. Just going to just take something and rub and make sure that it adheres to the transfer tape, okay? And I'm going to put this Chanel logo. Oh, you know what? I can't put this on. I'll have to cut this out. I just realized that because I'm putting it on here, I need to reprint this so that it will come out right and say Chanel. Right now, if I put this on there, it's going to be backwards. It's going to be so backwards on there. See how it's like that on my hand? It's not going to be like that on here because I have the camera reversed. Okay, so we'll put that on, but just so you'll know, that's how it will be. It'll have the Chanel on one side and it'll have it on the other side, okay? I didn't even realize that yesterday. I didn't even look at it. So, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to show you how you're going to cut. You have to trace this because this comes in a, I think it's 3.5 inch wide or 4 inch wide. And let's just check it. Okay, it is, yeah, 3.5. Okay, so you have to cut it down so that it will fit on the back real nice, okay? So I traced each one of them, and then I cut it out. It's a little waste, but it's so worth it because it's nice on the back. And they don't sell them any smaller. Not that I know of. If you know of anywhere that sell them smaller than 3.5, please let me know. And please, please like and subscribe and share my tutorial with others, because I think I remember at the beginning I told you this is my first tutorial and I was so nervous. I don't know if you can tell or not. Okay, then you see if it's going to fit, and I think I need to trim just a little bit more off, okay? Because you don't want it to hang over the sides. You want to make sure it sits right in the center of your coaster. You don't want anything on the side. And that looks about right. See? Okay, and I'll take my trusty tweezer and pull the lip of this up so that I can take it off. Okay, it's got a sticky on the back, so you don't have to worry about gluing it. Okay, so you just lay it on there like that. Give it a little rub, and you fit it down into your coaster. Okay. See, this is why I mark my coasters A, B, C, and D, because there are some of the round coasters are a little bit bigger, and when you put them into your holder after the project is done, sometimes one won't fit. So I'm praying that that doesn't happen to us today. Okay, there you go. These are so gorgeous. I love the Chanel coasters. I do. They are so beautiful and so elegant on your table or wherever you put them. Okay. I hope this one fits. Yes. Okay. And there you are. You have beautiful, beautiful Chanel coasters for your table or your coffee table or your end tables, and your guests can enjoy. Do me a favor and comment to me about your coasters. Now, I put the coaster on the corking on the back, and some say, why do you put the corking on the back? And I'm thinking, when you have a glass of water or something that sweats, the corking catches the moisture. If you put it on top, then the water is going to get on and it's going to run all over, you know? So what's your thoughts about that? So until next time, thank you so much. This is Robin from Robin's Nest saying, please share, please subscribe, please like, and let me know what you think and how I did on my first tutorial. And if you think I could have did something different or better or anything that you didn't like, or even I would love to hear what you liked about my video, okay? Thank you so much, and I will see you next time because I am going to be working on something else that I think that you would really, really like, okay? Thank you. Oh, by the way, remember the leftovers? Here's a ring that I did with some leftover, and it's so cute. Look at that. Okay? All right, we'll see you next time. Thank you so much, and God bless.